Hey guys, today I want to show you the greatest knife in my custom knife collection and tell you why it blows my socks off. A while ago, when the store was open, I took a look at some of my favorite custom knives in a video called A Bag of Knives. Now my collection hasn't grown any since then, but I did want to go back and examine them closely and see if they have any more lessons for me as a knife maker. So here's my box of knives now I've upgraded from a grocery sack. I'll put out a full video later for the rest of these knives, but for now I want to take a look at my favorite. And we'll start with my second favorite because this is sort of a tie. This is a Joe Kiesler Brute de Forge. You can tell by the sheath wear marks on the blade it was carried and used. I think the handles are ironwood or maybe cocobolo with two different colors of pin handles, which I'm not sure I can explain. The handle is tapered, but it's still pretty bulky at the butt because of the thick tang, as if you're supposed to swing it or something, but then again it's hollow ground. Looking at this blade from the side, it's like a typical thuggish Brute de Forge. But when you turn the knife down and look at the spine, it has a beautiful filigree pattern that looks sort of half filed and maybe half engraved. I'm not really sure how that was done. It is in such stark contrast to the side profile of the knife. There's a satin finish on the knife tang, but not on the blade. The liner color is really nice. I like that color combination. And then when you go to the handle butt, it's sort of more of the same. Now, maybe this is just a beater that Mr. Kiesler was practicing some file work or engraving on, or maybe there's some intentional choices here. I don't know, but it's definitely a Jekyll and Hyde knife. Jekyll from the top, Hyde from the side. It's Beauty and the Beast type of thing or something, but that file work just really sort of blows me away. Pick number one for now is my favorite is this deceptively simple Damascus full tang Harvey Dean with antler handles and domed pins. When you look at the profile, there's a curve along the entire spine from the tip to the handle butt. And it's matched by a curve along the bottom of the handle that sort of accelerates and it flares the handle butt. This curve is reversed in the other direction at the tip of the knife. So there really isn't a straight line on the knife. Even the plunge line curves at the very top. So maybe that's why this knife is so appealing. I wonder how many of us when we start out use a lot of straight lines when we should be thinking about some curved lines. The Damascus is a simple pattern, but it's laddered along the edge, providing chatoyance along about a third of the bevel, which is super sweet. Look how thin these handles are. It took me years to figure out how important this dimension of handles are. Sometimes a big broomstick handle is in the cards, but how many of us start out by putting big blocky handles on everything, even squared off? I'll have to show you some of my early knives. And finally, the spine. We don't often think of a full tang when we think of custom Damascus blades. This tang has some simple file work on it that leads to jimping for finger control, and over the tip of the knife there's more jimping, which says to me that this is a hunter. The tang is tapered, so that's really nice. In fact, the knife is tapered in both directions, towards the tip and the spine, which I've heard described as the perfect knife geometry by some of the older bladesmiths, master bladesmiths. So Mr. Dean is a legend, and I learned a lot looking at this knife. What do you guys think? Which one do you like better? What do you see? Have a good one.